Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Thanks, Bob. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, this one. Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. प्रेम ध्वनि जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य स्तोत्र श्री श्रीमद अभय चरणारविंद भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। इस्कॉन संस्थापक आचार्य शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य स्तोत्र श्री श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद ठाकुर की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री 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 राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिगोवर्धन धाम की जय। वृंदावन धाम की जय। मथुरा धाम की जय। नवद्वीप धाम की जय। द्वारिका धाम की जय। जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगा माई की जय। यमुना माई की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। तुलसी देवी की जय। सामवेद भक्त वृंद की जय। All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Guru and Gauranga, Hare Krishna. Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Thanks for attending today's Mangalarti. And now we will be reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 2, Text 19. So before that, we will all chant together. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naishtaki. हरे कृष्ण. मेरे पीछे बोलिएगा श्लोक. निषिध्यमाना सदस्य मुख्यैर दक्षो गिरित्राय विसृज्य शापम् तस्माद् विनिष्क्रम्य विविध्रमन्योर् जगाम कौरव्य निजम निकेतनम्. निषिध्यमाना ससदस्य मुख्ये दक्षो गिरित्राय विसृज्य शापम् तस्माद् विनिष्क्रम्य विवृध्यमन्योर् जगाम कौरव्य निजम निकेतनम्. निषिध्यमाना ससदस्य मुख्यैर् दक्षो गिरित्राय विसृज्य शापम् तस्माद् विनिष्क्रम्य विवृध्यमन्योर् जगाम कौरव्य निजम निकेतनम्. विद्यमाना ससदस्य मुख्यैर् कामम् मानिष्यमानो निषेध्यमाना सदस्य मुखे तस्माद् विनिश्यं विद्यमन्यो जगाम कौरव्य निजं निकेतनम् विषिध्यमाना सदस्य मुख्यै स्योगृत्राय विसृज्य शाखम् तस्माद् विनिष्क्रम्य विवृज्यमन्यो जगाम कौरव्य निजं निशेषणम् विषेद्यमाना सदस्य मुखे दक्षो गिरित्राय विसृज्य शापम् तस्मात् निष्क्रम्य विवृध्यमन्यो दक्षो गिरित्राय विसृज्य शापम् तस्मात् निष्क्रम्य विवेद्यमन्यो जगाम कौरव्य निजं निकेतनम् निषेध्यमाना सतदस्य मुखे दक्षो गिरित्राय विसृज्य शापम् तस्माद् विनिष्क्रम्य विवृध्यमन्यो जगाम कौरव्य निजं निकेतनम् निषेध्यमाना सदस्य मुखे दक्षो गिरित्राय विसृज्य शापम् तस्मात् निष्क्रम्य विवेद्यमन्यो जगाम कौरव्य निजं निकेतनम्। शब्दार्थ मेरे पीछे बोलिएगा, प्लीज रिपीट आफ्टर मी। निषिध्यमानः, being requested not to, सह ही daksha, sadasya mukhyai, by the members of the sacrifice, dakshaha, daksha, giritraya, to Shiva, visrijya, giving, shapam, a curse, tasmat, from that place, vinishkramaya, going out, vivriddhamanyu, being exceedingly angry, jagam, went, kauravya, O Vidura, nijam, to his own, niketanam, home. Translation, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Maitreyi continued, my dear Vidura, in spite of the request of all the members of the sacrificial assembly, Daksha in great anger cursed Lord Shiva and then left the assembly and went back to his home. So please repeat after me. Maitreyi continued, my dear Vidura, in spite of the requests of all the members of the sacrificial assembly, Daksha in great anger cursed Lord Shiva and then left the assembly and went back to his home. Purport, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Anger is so detrimental that even a great personality like Daksha, out of anger, left the arena where Brahma was presiding and all the great sages and pious and saintly persons were assembled. All of them requested him not to leave, but infuriated, he left, thinking that the auspicious place was not fit for him. Puffed up by his exalted position, he thought that no one was greater than he in argument. It appears that all the members of the assembly, including Lord Brahma, requested him not to be angry and leave their company. But in spite of all these requests, he left. That is the effect of cruel anger. In Bhagavad Gita, therefore, it is advised that one who desires to make tangible advancement in spiritual consciousness must avoid three things: lust, anger, and the mode of passion. Actually, we can see that lust, anger, and passion make a man crazy. Even though he is as great as Daksha, the very name Daksha suggests that he was expert in all material activities, but still, because of his aversion towards such a saintly personality as Shiva, he was attacked by these three enemies: anger, lust, and passion. Lord Chaitanya therefore advised that one be very careful not to offend Vaishnava. He compared offenses toward a Vaishnava a mad elephant. As a mad elephant can do anything horrible, so when a person offends a Vaishnava, he can perform any abominable action. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Agyan Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Nama Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutpad Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanshcha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tan Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitanscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So we are reading Canto 4, Chapter 2. The title is Daksha Curses Lord Shiva, and we have covered in last two classes how this assembly was arranged, that great sacrifice was organized, and then Daksha comes to the assembly and everyone got up, everyone stood up except Brahmaji and Shiva, and Daksha, because of his expectation of respect from Shivji, so because his perception, the way he looked at Shivji, he expected that and he got angry. And today's verse is beautifully explained that effect of that anger. And this narration is Maitreyi Muni is telling Vidura. So to this translation, Maitreyi continued, "My dear Vidura, in spite of the request of all the members of the sacrificial assembly, Daksha in great anger cursed Lord Shiva and then left the assembly and went back to his home." So there are four main subjects. You know what has been covered in the purport by Srila Prabhupada, that the first, in the beginning is Daksha's anger, and then the second part, it comes to the disregard for the council. That is what, Nishidyamana Sadasya Mukhe, that the leaders of the assembly, Brahmaji and were there, they all counseled him, told him not to go, but still he left. And then the act of cursing Shiva, the Visirjya Shapam, and then he left the assembly. Nijam Niketam, Jagam Kauravya Nijam Niketanam. Then he left the assembly, he goes to this. Prabhupada starts his purport that anger is so detrimental that even a great personality like Daksha, out of anger, left the arena where Brahma was presiding and all the great sages and pious and saintly persons were assembled. So we already covered this subject in last classes, the anger. So I will just repeat some of that, so what we have already covered in the earlier classes. We quoted this 262 and 263, that so that what makes anger to manifest, from where it begins. So Bhagavad Gita explains it very nicely, that dhyayato vishyan punsa sangaste shupajayate. So it all begins by contemplating on the sense objects, right? Dhyayato vishyan punsan. So while contemplating the object of the senses, a person develops attachment for them, and from such attachment lust develops, and from lust anger arises. So, and that is where earlier Bharat Gopal Prabhuji, Kirtanesh Prabhu, in earlier classes they mentioned, if you'll recall, that we have to check it at that particular stage when our mind is contemplating on something negative. See, we only know what is happening to us. Somewhere some devotee, and then we get too much absorbed in that, what he said, what he did, no, I should do this, I should do that. So that is where, before it gets into the action, we have to check it over there. And there has been the solution suggested over there in that last class, you will recall, that he said that if you focus on the temporary nature of this material world, and then you will see that everything, if you think about it, you can see that the problem is that we give it too much importance to whatever the situation is, but without realizing that everything is temporary. See, a devotee and me may have some issue. First of all, if we look at our own life, then when we were in our childhood in the schools, there were so many friends. We did fight with many of them. Where are they and where are we? And we are fortunate that we are in Balram Desh, because at least that understanding we have, that we are all temporary here. Probably back home, I never realized that. But in Bahrain, I know that I always remember that, and that helps us to tolerate many things, right? So that's why, that last class Kirtan Prabhu said that all focus on that the nature of this material world. If we go back to that we will be able to tolerate. Dhyayato vishyan punsa. So stop it at that particular stage. And the other thing which was mentioned, that in Bharat Gopal Prabhuji's presentation also it was shown, that we must move out of, we should make ourselves busy in something else. So you don't allow your mind to think too much about that. And the same thing has been said about the desires, that was explained, that how the beginning of everything is the desire. When desires are not fulfilled, then the lust is not fulfilled, then it turns to anger. So we have to challenge them at the stage of the desires coming in our mind. Again, of course, we have to refer to the Shastra, Guru, but ultimately this we have to question ourselves. The challenging so those desires also, if we see, if we go to the root of those desires, we start thinking about it. If it is originating from the material attachment or the material connection, I would say, कि अगर हमें भौतिक संसार के संपर्क के कारण कोई हमारी इच्छा जागृत हो रही है, कि हमने देखा कि इच्छा, अगर इच्छा पूर्ण नहीं होती है तो क्रोध उत्पन्न होता है. और इच्छा क्यों होती है? क्योंकि हम किसी भौतिक विषय पे बहुत ज़्यादा चिंतन करते हैं, उसकी इच्छा करते हैं ना. तो दिस इज़ व्हाट दैट इच्छा इज. सो इफ़ वी चेक इट एट दैट स्टेज, अगर हम उस इच्छा को वहीं पे दबा दें, है ना, ऊपर कैसे, उसको दबाना नहीं होता है. द वन वे इज़ टू अंडरस्टैंड. दैट्स व्हाई व्हेन वी हियर, दैट मेक्स अस गो टू द रूट ऑफ इट एंड देन वी रियलाइज. और हमने देखा कि दोनों चीज़ों में एक चीज़ हेल्प करती है कि जब हम इस भौतिक संसार का जो इस एक नेचर है, जो स्वभाव है कि यहाँ सब कुछ जो है टेम्पररी है, तो जब वो हमें जो है अंडरस्टैंडिंग देता है कि इस पे बहुत ज़्यादा विचार करने की ज़रूरत नहीं, तो एक परिस्थिति है और ये परिस्थिति परिवर्तन होगा, तो आप जो है फिर सहन कर सकते हैं और उनको इच्छाओं को वहीं पे दबा सकते हैं. और दूसरा, इच्छाओं की अगर हम जो है उसका ओरिजिन देखेंगे, इफ वी लुक एट द ओरिजिन ऑफ दैट, वी विल सी आइदर इट इज ओरिजिनेटेड फ्रॉम आवर अटैचमेंट टू द मटेरियल वर्ल्ड, is that is where the insecurity comes. When we go back and the same person, when he attaches to Guru and Krishna, when that shelter is there, there is no insecurity. A lot of our desires of making ourselves safe, protected, we are always endeavoring, we are always trying to get more and more or to protect ourselves, and majority of it, when it's okay, up to that it is fine, but when we contemplate too much, it is not fulfilled, then it gets into the anger. So if we stop it at that, by checking it over there, having a faith in Guru and Krishna, so that it can be stopped. That the poet, he challenges whenever the desire comes in, he says, अरियो आरज़ुओं किसने बहका दिया तुमको, जरा उस ओर तो देखो जिधर से चल के आई हो. Whenever a arzu, whenever a desire comes in our heart, just see, go look at it and then challenge it, question it, saying, just look at it from where you have originated. If you see there is no basis, it is just in our mind. It's that all insecurity, majority of our things get out of that, either insecurity or we feel that there is something else which is more enjoyable, we are missing it. Yeah? That lack of. So if you check it at that stage, how you check it? That if you continue, you hear, Srila Prabhupada is very clear, Bhagavatam is very clear. Here, in this purport also we see that whole problem of Daksha, because he himself in his mind, the way he contemplated, the way his perception was, he looked at Shiva as a son-in-law, and he didn't understand the position of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva it is described, that Atmaram verse, they are self-satisfied. Lord Shiva is self-satisfied. So he has been in that mood. He doesn't even realize who is coming, who is going. That's how that Mastaram apni masti mein, aag lage basti mein. It's like that. So the devotees of the Lord and the Lord Shiva, he's so self-satisfied. For him, what all was happening, he was quiet. And that is how we see that how he didn't react to it. He was very quiet. He didn't say anything until this time, if you see. The Lord Shiva, because so self-satisfied. Because if we are absorbed in our seva, this also gives us the how devotees are able to, although you know, we as a sadhakas, we all go through these phases. We all face ourselves getting into the mode of passion. Prabhupada said, actually it's very interesting that Prabhupada in his purport, he is saying lust, anger, and so that's the beauty is. Prabhupada didn't say greed. See, we always say lust, anger, greed. Yeah, the shloka also. Prabhupada says lust, anger, and passion. In Bhagavad Gita, therefore, it is advised that one who desires to make a tangible advancement in spiritual consciousness must avoid three things: lust, anger, and the mode of passion. So actually these desires, you know, that lust, it's due to the mode of passion. If you're passionate, you know, when you get into that mode of passion, then you need more and more. That Varad Gopal Prabhuji, he was telling, he quoted the name of one person who was very rich. For the interview when they came, he was extremely rich person, and when the interviewer asked him, then he said, I want more. So he wants more and more. That's what the lust is. See, desiring what is required, we all have to take care of the responsibility, but the borderline is there, where you cross and where it is more and more, more and more. That is where what the lust is. So coming back to that, so we had actually, so what was I telling that? So Prabhupada described as that mode of the passion, because this, once we are in mode of passion, and then we could get further to the mode of ignorance, and then that's how the anger is in the mode of ignorance. The buddhi nasha, you know, that the next shloka, that, and then vibhrama, that that vivek shakti, where you can differentiate between kya अच्छा है और क्या बुरा है. जब क्रोध के वश हमारी बुद्धि का नाश हो जाता है, तो हम वो जो है भेद नहीं कर पाते हैं कि क्या ठीक है और क्या गलत है. और तब ऐसा होता है, जो दक्ष यहाँ पे जो है उस सभा में, जो एक शुभ सभा है जहाँ यज्ञ हो रहा है, ब्रह्मा जी हैं, शिव जी है, और वहाँ से उठ के चला जाता है. We observe that here in our temple also. There have been many incidents where the devotees, you know, they got angry and they left the temple. See, that is the realization that we have to get, that this is the place where we all are protected. Because Radha Bhairinishwar is there. The temple is the embassy of the spiritual world. So we all are protected over here. And yes, that's what I was telling when I was explaining the Shiva Vaimis, that you know what helps us in tolerating, we all must have observed, that if I have to take a Bhagavatam class, then naturally if before this anybody says anything to me, I will tolerate. And it does happen. The reason being, my focus is on Bhagavatam class, I am into anxiety, so these many of the devotees I see, how they have so much of patience and tolerance is because their focus is on the seva. If they have to deliver that seva, they know if I get into that argument, I get into this, then it's a problem. Automatically the problem is solved. And that's why I'm saying that earlier presentation it was said that sometimes don't address the issue immediately. Keep it. And you will see that how Guru and Gauranga helps you in dealing with it. Because we know when we are getting into that immediate reaction and all that, we can see ourselves that we are in mode of passion. And that's why our practices should be that we all have to try to be in the mode of goodness. हम सबको ही ऐसे जो है साधना करनी है, ऐसा प्रयास करना है कि हम सतोगुण में रहे, क्योंकि सतोगुण मतलब हमको ज्ञान, हमको दिखता है. गुरु और गौरांग की कृपा से हमको पता लगता है कि ये किस गुण में कार्य हो रहा है. जो सामने वाला भी कर रहा है उसको क्या वो दृष्टि है, हमें उसकी दृष्टि भी नजर आती है. पर फिर हमको हमारा लक्ष्य पता है. हम में से हर कोई, whomsoever we are all here, we are here because we want that peace, we want that happiness. Then if you will, and then you know it is by seva. You will get that happiness by the seva. When you are focused on seva, you are able to tolerate. So, and every one of us should contemplate on that. हमको सबको उस विचार करना चाहिए, and then that is how we should remember. Srila Prabhupada, in Srila Prabhupada, for once Srila Prabhupada was went to Amsterdam, the devotees had called Prabhupada for the installation of Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra, Sudarshan in Amsterdam temple, and Srila Prabhupada was there, and as soon as Prabhupada, so they had done a great arrangement, TV, people were there, the guests have been invited, and everything was organized very well. Prabhupada enters the temple hall, and then Prabhupada looked at it that there was no fruits there, there were no flowers there. And Prabhupada immediately questioned, where are fruits? And the temple president replied that Prabhupada, all fruits have been used for making a fruit salad. And Prabhupada said, flowers? And they said, we missed it, etc. And Prabhupada was furious. For Prabhupada, it didn't matter that who all are there, TV is there, recording is there. Prabhupada was furious. And then after that, again Prabhupada started the ceremony. Prabhupada did that. Again Prabhupada moved into the service. He again changed it. He was very, very angry. At that particular time they said that no one wanted to be there. That Hare Krishna Prabhu, who has written this, actually his memoirs of Prabhupada, he is telling none of us want to be there. It was such a anger. And Prabhupada, then after that Prabhupada did that purification process and then did everything, and then suddenly the devotees realized when it is time to take Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra to the altar, that's the time they realized that altar is shorter than the deities, and they have to change it. They close the curtain, all that confusion, everyone is sitting, all that confusion is there, and then they are doing it. Everyone could hear the sound of taking out, that hammer is being used, because they are doing it, and Prabhupada was quiet. And after that Prabhupada delivered the lecture. So what we explain that, then he explains that how, that Prabhupada, in fact, that particular time, and Prabhupada did that everything very nicely. It was the arrangement was all went bad. It was a total fiasco. But Prabhupada was very, after that anger, and he was still angry. His eyes were, it's explained that eyes were wide and red. And then he delivered the lecture. And then as Prabhupada, straight away taking all the audience, connecting them to the Lordships, taking them to the spiritual world. That impact. So how it can happen? Because it was not affecting internally. Because the Guru, his anger is due to, because one is the service to the Lord, because that's the lesson Guru is giving, that the service to the Lord should not be compromised. And the other thing is that he has a responsibility towards the disciples. He wants to improve them. And the very next day, Prabhupada had given sannyas to that temple president. So how merciful. He knows the defect, he does that, he corrects it. There are many such, if you read, the time is short, because, this gives the mercy when we have to prepare for the classes. You read. So many incidents where Prabhupada got angry, and you see it was there for that particular thing, and immediately Prabhupada is not affected. And there is always the reason. That in Satkirti Prabhu, in his book, this What is the Difficulty, he has explained one incident in Hyderabad in 1975. Prabhupada was there, and then one Devanand Maharaj was there, who was Prabhupada disciple, and then Prabhupada had given him sannyas, and then he went out of it. He totally got into some different practices, and so he came over there in April 1975 to Prabhupada. The devotees brought him, and Satkirti Prabhu explains that he was behaving in a very crazy way. His hands, when talking to Prabhupada, he was doing some mudra, this and that. He had beard, hairs grown up, etc., etc. All that. Prabhupada was looking at him, and Prabhupada still said, and he was saying something Prabhupada said, which doesn't make sense. That's what Prabhu writes. Then Prabhupada said, okay, if you want to come back, I will accept you. You come back, shave his head, shave his beard, make him nice. He instructed to his disciples. Bhavanand Maharaj is there, I think, and yeah. So anyhow, the Satkirti Prabhu and they are there. So Prabhupada said, if you want to come back, you do. Prabhupada said that I do like you, so you do like him. That's what Prabhupada said. And he said that to shave him and you can bring him out. And then this particular devotee, he was not at all interested. He said, no, I am not, I didn't come here for coming back. And then he started talking, and Prabhupada immediately stopped him. And that is when the Prabhu said, Prabhupada was so angry that none of us, he said that we all got so afraid. And they all remembered of Narsimha Bhagwan. They said that was the roop of Prabhupada. Prabhupada was ferocious. And Prabhupada said, throw him out, get out. He didn't allow him to speak. And his, he was totally crazy. And these two Prabhus picked him up and actually literally throwed him away. He had a very sad and this Prabhu. But now the Satkirti Prabhu is writing. And he explains this incident. And he said that, see, Prabhupada mercy, he could realize that he was still having that effect of that, he was still intoxicated. He was totally under Maya. Still Prabhupada, the Guru, so merciful, he's saying, okay, I do like you. If you want, you can come back. I will accept you. And also, not only that, he said that look at the Guru's mercy, that as soon as he saw that he will make much bigger offenses. This is the example in this. We are saying that it's a mad elephant. Vaishnava Aparadh, mad elephant. Now here it is the Guru. He is not interested in coming back and he wants to speak. That means he will all speak nonsense and he will offend the Guru. So Prabhupada didn't give that opportunity. That's why Prabhupada got angry and thrown him out so that he doesn't do the further offenses. There is still a chance for him. So see, what a merciful Guru. And you realize when Satkirti Prabhu writes it, his thoughts, it's very beautiful. I will read it from the book itself. Srila Prabhupada, I beg you to protect me from myself. So in this book, it's very beautifully, he writes those leelas of Prabhupada, and then he writes his offering in his words, which is very beautiful, very moving. Srila Prabhupada, I beg you to protect me from myself. I do not want to ever do anything that would cause you to become so angry. The greatest danger is to lose the shelter of your lotus feet. My senior godbrother was steeped in illusion, wallowing in the mode of ignorance and drowning in the quagmire of false ego. By your potency, you had elevated him to a high post, and by your grace, he had achieved a grand standard of service as a sannyasi. Even while you were with us, some of your disciples became under illusion, thinking they needed to go elsewhere to find perfection. The result of his deviation was apparently disastrous. Perfection for me is to sit in my servant's quarters and wait for you to ring the bell. I pray to answer your call by running to your room, offering my obeisances and seeing your lotus feet as they peek out from under your desk. Hare Krishna. So this is the mood which we have to develop. हमको भी हमारे जो गुरु शीला प्रभुपाद वर्तमान गुरु उनके प्रति यही mood develop करना. This is the mood we have to develop. That is what will protect us. That is what will save us. So then, Hare Krishna. We have today the send off of Subhahu Prabhuji. So I'll now, in short, I will take the rest of the points. I will just try to cover them. That the second point we said that disregard for counsel, which has been very important point over here, that although Brahmaji said, and Shiva is there, and all other seniors, they advised him that not to be angry. But because of the anger, he left the Sabha. And you know how beautifully Prabhupada said that he can't be there because it's such a place. And Prabhupada used the word that this is the effect of the cruel anger. So here, the point is that importance of hearing the elders, hearing the superior authority. So this is the point. He missed that particular point. Then I was hearing that Shravanam, which we know in Navada Bhakti, that Shravanam, which is the most important, because this leads to the other. Because in every other process, Shravanam is still involved. If you see, without Shravanam, house Paranam, without Shravanam, Pad Sevanam, etc. If you see, Shravanam is very important, and which Shravanam includes reading. And Shravanam also includes, and it's a great mercy if we have a authority to guide us. That is the point here, that Daksha, when Brahmaji is there, if you accept authority, things become very easy. That's the example for a guru. Na? See, what is the difference? These all scriptures are available. Many people think that the scriptures are available. I can read, why do I need a guru? It's very difficult to surrender, actually. Yeah, it's very difficult. That's why we see in our process also, there are devotees who take very, very long time. Yeah, it's not easy. I took 10 years. So, it's not easy. You're not ready to give up your freedom. And your mind plays with you. Ultimately, it's the mind. Mind makes you think in a different ways. Man hi bahar rach raha, rang rang ke roop, jaisa man ka rang hai, vaisa bahya swaroop. So even on the anger, the krodh, it's all, if I have enviousness in my heart, I will look at that envious, you contemplate too. So here, this mind gives us, it's not easy to surrender, so it gives you those type of logics. And the example given is there, that the difference between somebody who has a guru and somebody who does not have a guru is that because we as a sadhakas, we go through those phases where we fall down. And if guru is there, guru holds us. Guru protects us. There is a fall, guru protects us, allows us, again we can go back. But if there is no guru, dhadam karke jameen pe girenge. Hare Krishna. So that is why it's our great fortune that we have a guru. And that Guru's representative, temple president, that authority is there. We should take advantage of this. We should go and express to him. So ultimately, all our, that wherever the challenges, don't allow things to get into the stage of lust and greed and anger. Yeah, stop it. So any issue, even in the seva, we have to try that. And the biggest challenge what we face among ourselves, because we all are sadhakas, natural, there are the differences in between the devotees. They find it difficult to adjust each other. And the devotees give that we must learn to adjust, we must learn to adopt for the service. So how it is that Prabhupada or Guru Maharaj, like parents, the parents are extremely happy if they see their children are cooperating with each other, they don't fight. So similarly for us also, that is what gives them pleasure. Just to make, and our whole purpose is this. Actually, initiation means that there is no other. We have taken use of our free will by surrendering to the Guru. After that, it is only Guru's will. There is no free will for us. Our free will is always to see that what makes Guru and Gauranga happy. What is that lesson? So if we follow all this, we will be protected from this Vaishnava aparad. When a person offends a Vaishnava, he can perform any abominable action. So if we don't want to do it, we should try to protect ourselves from doing Vaishnava aparad. Hare Krishna. Today's purport was very nice. So there's so much to speak, even, that further analyzing this, that mode of passion and on the Vaishnava Aparadh. Vaishnava Aparadh, actually, again, in the last classes already we heard that Mahaprabhu's time, that habit of criticizing that Ramchandra. So you know how he was actually the god brother of Ishwar Puri's god brother. So he was that status. But then once you get into that habit, then you do this. So you see Vaishnava Aparadh and how devotees will be happy to see him go, not to come. You know, all those type of things. So we already discussed. So I missed to describe more on this because of the time constraint. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Guru Maharaj ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. We will one time chant for Prabhuji for a very wonderful class for how to control anger, kama, krodha, lobh, passion. So one time we will chant for Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So it's one more time to give a glorification and send off for one more our dear brother who has served our temple for long time. Whatever the seva you say, he has done it. Maybe from the deity worship to everything, above offering, you name it, Prabhu has done it. What seva he has not done, it is very difficult to mention it. So we welcome Subhav Prabhuji, Subhav Keshav Prabhuji to here. Hare Krishna Subhav Prabhuji, please come to the stage.